I started a few minutes late, so I'm gonna do the angel number for the time we started. Good morning, which is 11:25. Let's see, as people are coming on. How are y'all doing this morning? Today is Erin's birthday. I'm not sure if she's gonna get on today. Yesterday was Hope's birthday. I sent her a message. I forgot to tell y'all on live yesterday. But yesterday was Hope's birthday. Today is Erin's birthday. Good morning. It's lots of Capricorn's birthday in our community, our spiritual community. How are y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing well. I am doing well. Today's Thursday. The week is going by quickly. We are expecting a winter storm this evening here in North Carolina. And I'm sure those of you north of us will be getting it at some point over the weekend. But, you know, this is still considered the South. And although snow is common in this part of the South in North Carolina, everybody still acts like it's the end of the world and goes and buys everything that they can out of the grocery store. I just wonder, like, they must have 2 refrigerators, deep freezer or something, because I don't have enough space to buy that much stuff. But I'm prepared. There's a few little things I want to get. It's not the end of the world, but something I would get anyway. Little stuff like some pickles and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm ready. My sisters are here, so they get to experience the North Carolina snow. They're from Georgia, so we get ice. We used to get ice. When I lived in Georgia, that's where I'm from. We get ice. We don't really get snow there. And everybody acts crazy when it's coming. Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning. So yeah, I know that those in the Northeast have already gotten their first snow of the winter. But I think we're about to get our first snow this evening into tomorrow of the winter. I feel like it's going to be a pretty cold and snowy winter personally, just some of the signs that I've seen. So I'm not going any further north than this in terms of living. This is enough for me. It's enough for me. Oh, no, I'm not wearing makeup. It's a filter. I just got lipstick on. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a little filter thing that they have on Instagram. But thank you. Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Anika. Good morning, Toya, Tierra, Sybil, and Brittany. I don't think I'm missing anybody. If I am, good morning to you. You're supposed to get snow in Miami? Oh, wow. Wow. Are you getting snow for real, or is it just getting 40 degrees? Because I know that's snow for y'all. I know that's snow for y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. I enjoyed reading The Secret yesterday. Attempting to be patient and not read. I like to read it when y'all are reading it, when we're doing on live. Like, yeah. So I'm trying not to go forward. Yes, y'all know 40 degrees is considered snow in Miami, Tierra. Y'all don't know how to handle no cool weather at all. But I think I'm going to start this other book in the meantime, by Esther and Jerry Hicks. The astonishing power of emotions. Letting your feelings be your guide. I think this is right on point. So I'm going to start this probably today. I already got many messages in my dreams about slowing down and not overworking myself. And I'm just like, I'm hardly doing anything. I just cleaned up a little bit around the house. Like, I did do a lot yesterday, more than I have in a while. But I'm like, goodness gracious. Like, they don't want me to do nothing. They want me to sit still. But I'm just going to be obedient. I'm going to be obedient. And listen to what it is that I need. But yeah, see, Toya said it. 40 degrees is snow for them in Miami. They don't play about the code, okay? Y'all can read ahead. I don't want to read ahead because I like watching my videos. Like, I go back and look at the videos after we get off live, and I like to see my response. Like, it's like an organic response when I'm hearing it for the first time or when it's sticking out. So I want to capture that so that I can capture it in a discussion. So that's why I don't want to read ahead. I want to read while we're on live. That's just me personally. So if y'all want to read ahead, go ahead and read. Read ahead. read. Be my guest. So we're reading The Secret. I'm ready to get into the astonishing power of the emotions. And I know I've kind of mentioned this to you all before, but I follow the sun cycle in terms of the year, in terms of manifestation in conjunction with the sun in a year, okay? There's so many different ways of doing things. I don't believe there is a wrong way in terms of manifesting, as long as you are focusing your thoughts on consciously focusing your thoughts, because according to the law of vibration, also known as the law of attraction, whatever you're thinking, you're going to attract. Now, consciously doing it is a very powerful thing. So since we're talking about The Secret, and since we're in the winter months, I want to talk about this part of the year, according to the sun cycle that I follow, is called the clearing phase. And this is the first half of winter. It's the first 45 days of winter. So, each season is about 90 days. So the first 45 days of the winter is called clearing. So this cycle is very similar to that of a pregnancy. This is the time of a pregnancy where the woman will begin to have morning sickness. She will begin to purge those things from the body that no longer serve her. When it's cold, whatever it is that you solidify, whatever you planted, because planting was right before winter, so the second half of fall, the second 45 days of fall was planting. The first 45 days of fall was planting. I know I'm going backwards, but that's where we start. We start when the fall starts. That's the new year for manifestation with the sun cycle, okay? That is the harvest from the previous year, and that's the planning for this year that you're going into. So the first 45 days of fall is called the planning phase. This is when you plan. This is when you decide what I want to manifest in a year, what I want to create, consciously put your mind to it, meditate on it, give yourself time to figure it out, because a lot of humans don't know what they want, especially if they haven't practiced asking themselves what they wanted, if they haven't practiced the manifestation process consistently. A lot of times you don't know what you want. You'll say it the first time and then you'll think about it. And then you're like, maybe I don't, because then you may realize things that come with it that you didn't recognize before. So it may take you some time to get clear. So you have 45 days from the beginning of fall to halfway through fall to plan what is it that you want. And technically you have the whole fall if you don't quite get it. The second half of the fall is called the planting phase. And that's up until the solstice. That's midway from the fall up into the solstice. That's when you plant. This is when you do your meditations. And once you've decided what you wanted, see yourself doing it. Visualize it. Visualize it in meditation. See yourself doing it. Feel yourself doing it. Just get into it. And for those of you that joined us on a Patreon meditation that I did a few weeks ago, right before the solstice, that is the type of meditation that you would do consistently during planting. It's good to do it every day, every other day. I say meditate every day. Use different types of meditations. You can listen, you can visualize. There's all kinds of things you can do with meditation. So then starting at the solstice, which was right before Christmas, we are in what's called the clearing phase, 45 days. So during the clearing phase, what happens is the universe shows you what is holding you back from the goal that you planted. Your attitudes, your mindset, people, things, whatever it is. So a lot of you are probably in uncomfortable situations. You might be more irritable. You find that it's harder to keep yourself in a high beat mood because you're going within. This is the darkest time of the year. You're going within yourself, and it's like, okay, what do I need to purge? What is it that I need to release in order to move forward into the manifestation, right? Now, this is just something that I follow. I'm not saying that this is law. I'm not telling you that every person needs to do this. I'm not saying that, if you don't follow this or else. I'm just sharing with you what my experience has been, and I've been doing this consciously and unconsciously to be honest, for the last 10 years. When I'm consciously doing it, I manifest exactly what it is that I want every time. Every single time. It is very accurate. It's amazing, honestly. So, right now, the things that are coming up, the things that your ego are being bothered by, the things that those things that y'all have been experiencing, if you've been experiencing it. I know we spoke yesterday about being uncomfortable and being out of our comfort zone. That is the clearing phase, because it's really saying, hey, this is what needs to change. You know, if this is your goal, if this is what you're setting, this is what needs to change. This is what needs to change. So, for me, I know what's been coming up is still a level. It's layers to this, because understand that some of the same stuff might come up, y'all. Y'all learning, y'all, and I talk about the cycles too. So you're learning the layers. So I would like to describe this more of like the onion peel. My thing that's coming up is still my ego caring about what other people think. And that came up in the angel number we read. Was that yesterday or the day before we read an angel number? No, it wasn't an angel number. It was the bird that Tiara saw. The osprey bird. Yes, that's what the message came up. So there's still a level where I do care what the ego, I'm going to say, my ego cares what people think in certain situations. And that is what I need to release. I have to release that. That's something I have to release in order for me to go to the next level. It doesn't matter what people think, right? Also, you know, being bothered when other people try to push their agenda on me. I get to still decide. They can try to do whatever they want to do, but that's none of my business. They tried, but I don't need to take it personal. It's none of my business. Why am I let it bother me if I know what I'm going to know and I know what I know, unless I'm not sure, 100% sure and confident in myself and what it is that I want to do. It shouldn't matter what somebody else attempts to do. It shouldn't matter, right? So these are some of the things that have been coming up for me in this clearing. So now, this is where we use the tools. We talked about these tools. We've used these tools throughout the year. By the way, this cycle is also connected to the moon, where you go through these same phases within 28 days. So each moon cycle, you go through these things, right? So again, we do it with the sun, or you can do it with the moon. So I'm talking about the sun. So now we use the tools. Now we use the meditation such as releasement, okay? You go and do the releasement meditation. Release those things. Release why you feel what's triggering you. Release that thing. Go back to the first thing and release. And then do what's called, there's a meditation process called lacing. And what that is you go and rewrite the story the way you want it to be. So if there's a certain story, let's just say, you know, you had a traumatic experience, a sexual experience. You can go and release that experience through the releasement meditation, and then you go back to the lacing meditation and you rewrite the story. Of course, make it believable to your ego. Make sure it's believable to your ego. So if the other person was a violator, make it a reasonable change with the violator, or the ego is not going to accept it in the subconscious mind, okay? So it may be that, you know, you have somebody, the parents step in, somebody just happens to catch them dead in their tracks in the story, and it keeps the experience from happening, and the person was there for you, blah, 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 and whatever. You know, if you want to, you can go into details of, oh, they got prosecuted or whatever, or it could just be, we never talk to that person again. You create the story. The story is whatever it is that you make it. So that is called lacing. There's so many ways to meditate. That's why meditation every day is just limitless. Really, it is. So this is where when you recognize these things, you do the releasement. Release it. This is where you can do affirmations. I release all the ways that I have that affirmation blessing on Patreon. I release all the ways that and what it is that you want to release. Also, another tool that you can use is EFT, tapping it out. Where do we start with the tapping? I forgot. But you can tap it out. Tap it out. Tap it out. If you ever done EFT, tap it out. There we go. I had to get in the grid a little bit. Tap it out. And the guy will talk to you about what you need to release. So if you type in EFT, I need to release shame. Although I may feel shame sometimes, it's okay to still love myself. This is the kind of stuff that you use the tools for. All the things that we talked about in Louise Hay, the mirror work, screaming into the pillow, breaking things. These are the times where you really utilize the tools. Whatever is coming out, anytime it comes up, utilize the tools. But this is where you go and utilize the tools. You go and release it. I had the Circle of Forgiveness meditation that I just released on Patreon. So if there's some forgiveness that needs to happen in order for you to move forward, go and do that meditation. Whatever you need to do, releasing stuff. You can do clearing baths, releasing baths, spiritual cleanses, anything that is clearing. Writing it down and burning it. There's so many different things that you can do. There's so many different rituals that you can do. So many things that I know y'all are aware of, right? Writing it down and burning it. Never going back to it again. Like, this is the time to get it out and release it. Get it out and release it, okay? Get it out and release it. That's just what it is. That's what it is. It may be that you need to set boundaries. So understanding, hey, how do I set boundaries? And setting boundaries is about your actions, not your words. Let me say that. Setting boundaries is about your actions, not your words. Now I'm saying not action, okay? It's something in action. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it keeps pausing, but it's amazing. I've been getting lots of messages in my dreams too. Like, my dreams have been very, very, very and that's an internal thing. And I'm going to get to that. Let me put a pin in that. I want to read the comments. So, good morning, Jamila. And Brittany says, funny thing is, I've been practicing on how to react to people coming for me and me speaking on how far I've come and moving forward without reacting, especially when my man comes and people speak on my business. So, yes. Yeah, you can practice that. Sometimes it's not, like I said, the boundary is not about words. It's about your actions. Not entertaining certain things, not feeding into it. So, back to what Toy was talking about, her dreams. So when we're talking about the clearing phase, which is what we're in right now, it's about internal. It's about going within. You conserve your energy. The clearing phase is technically a feminine energy. Okay, feminine energy has mastered that. That's conserving your energy. Not exerting too much energy, going within, meditating. You might sleep more. You might do a cleansing fast. You sleep more to go in a dream state. You're going into the cosmos. You're going internal. So you're getting internal messages that are telling you things and showing you how to do things. Because I know, like, more than ever, I've gotten messages in my dreams in the past, but more than ever now, the messages are just clear. Like, it's just amazing. I'm grateful and thankful that it's clear. You know, it's not something I have to decipher through the dream. And if I'm not getting it while I'm awake, I don't have a choice in the dream state. I'm told exactly what it is I need to do. Whatever it is that I need to know, I've been told. And this has been happening to me for like the last week. And it's been a great experience. Great experience. So I'm also going to take a moment, since everybody is here. Good morning, Mom. I started at 11:25, so I want to read the angel number for that. 11:25 suggests that you stay optimistic and positive about the life changes you are currently considering and or experiencing. These changes are necessary and will prove to be most beneficial, as they will usher in positive energies and new opportunities that will see you taking on new and or different projects and ventures. Your faith, trust, positive attitude will help the transitions to be harmonious and hassle-free. Adapt to changes with acceptance, gratitude, and grace. 11:25 indicates that the changes you are going through right now are taking place for good reasons, and you are to trust that all will turn out for your highest good. You may be prompted to begin a new venture that will prove to be fruitful for you in the long term. Follow your intuitive and angelic guidance and take necessary steps as directed. 11:25 is about making changes that lead to new beginnings and fresh starts. It encourages you to live your personal truths and find balance and stability in your life. That is good stuff. Good morning, Tess. But that is good stuff. You know, that's anytime there's changes going on, like especially a lot of changes, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get off your comfort zone. And that's why most of you are talking about being in places where you're not in your comfort zone. So here's the thing. You could be aware that you're uncomfortable, but it's not the same as doing the uncomfortable thing. Okay? Thank you, Tess. You could be aware. It's cool to be aware, but you got to actually do the work. You got to actually get out your comfort zone. You got to actually do it. Awareness is the first step. That's beautiful. That's great. But until we do differently, until we push out of our comfort zone, then we aren't allowing the changes to really transform us. Now, you don't want to get to the part where spirit forces you to transform, because then it can be very traumatic. Okay? Let me give you a great example of what I love to use. I use this pretty often. Just think about a rope. Okay? And I'm talking about those hard ropes that if you pull it, it burns your hands. So if it's time for you to let go of something and change to something else, it's a lot easier if you just let go, even though it may be uncomfortable, because you're used to this position. You're used to holding on to this thing. You're used to it. I'm used to this position. This is comfortable. I got used to it. But, it's time for you to let go. So you let go and you move to the next thing. It feels weird. It's a little uncomfortable. It's like, okay, this is different. It's only uncomfortable because it's different. That's the reality of it. It's not a real uncomfortability. It's not real. It's just different. Okay? It's just different. So, you now let go. Now, if Spirit has to force you to let go, you won't let go. Then now your hands are sliding across the rope until you finally get to the end of the rope. You now got all these burned rope marks on your hands. Now it's really uncomfortable. It's a physical uncomfortability. Now, it's really uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because your hands are hurting, and it's uncomfortable because it feels different. So now it's more traumatic or worse than what it needs to be. And that's what I think happens when change is happening in humans' lives, when they're embarking change, is that they had an experience in the past that they're holding on to where they shouldn't have held on so long, and it was very traumatic. The change was. But it was only traumatic because we didn't let go of it when you're supposed to. When you recognize something and you do the work, like I said, the awareness is just that. Use the tools that I was talking about. Use your releasement tools. Use the journaling, burn it. Use the affirmations. Use the tools that you know that you can use to release it. It's a lot easier when you have the control and letting go of it versus when you're forced to let go of it, because things have to change. It's going to change. Have y'all seen that movie Up, the cartoon movie Up? The old man didn't want to sell his house because he didn't want the change. Like, he went through the most because he didn't want to change. They was building a whole city around him. It was just, all this stuff was happening. He didn't want to change. Even that changes. Our world changes. Change is the only thing that's constant. It's going to change. Things are going to change. The tree is not going to be the same length that it is next year as it is this year. Change is going to happen. So it's better that you embrace the changes. It's better that as you're uncomfortable and as you're getting out of your comfort zone, you utilize your tools. Use your tools. Use your tools to assist you with the process. That's why I'm thankful for the many people that have shared the tools and knowledge with us so that we can use it to help the process be a lot easier for ourselves. Okay? So, for those of you that have the New Year's resolutions, you just came up with New Year's resolutions. It's the 7th day of the year. You're going to whatever it is that your goal is, you're going to have some adversity. You're going to see what's keeping you from doing it, whether it's a mindset, whether it's an attitude, whether it's a habit, whatever it is, it's going to come up, and you have to push through it to get through it. Okay? Use your tools. That's what they're there for. I think that Louise Hay has some great tools in her book. You Can Heal Your Life. Breaking glass, getting in the car and screaming into a pillow, punching the pillow, releasing that energy, whatever it is, releasing it, and then moving forward. Release and move. Release and move. It's a constant thing. Release and move. Release and move. Release and move. Release and move. using the emotional freedom technique. Use these things, okay? Use these things. And I just wanted to remind you that we have these tools. We've been talking about these tools since March. We've been talking about meditation. If you need to talk to a particular person, go into meditation and talk to them. Have the conversation with them in the meditation. If you need to release something in meditation, do that. I think back in June, I talked about that when all the riots were going on with Black Lives Matters and stuff like that. People were angry. We were all feeling the energy. And I am 100% sure it was the energy of our ancestors that were very angry about the things that was going on. And one of the meditations I would do is I would go into meditation and I would speak my mind. I would fight if I had to fight. Whatever I needed to do, and it helped me release the energy. It did. It helped me release the energy. And I felt much better. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't know if that's scientifically the right way to do things, but I know that it helped me release the energy. I had to honor that emotion. I couldn't suppress it because we have all of those things. It allowed me to move through it. It allowed me to release it. It allowed me to say what I needed to say to who I said, fought who I wanted to fight because I felt like I wanted to fight. That's the place that I was in. What I need to do, I did it in that meditation. And I felt much better because we are the ones that walk around holding these things, and these are the things that keep us from moving forward in the place that we want to go. So it's very beneficial to us. It's a healthy thing to do for you. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is worth it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It's not easy, it's worth it. You know, some of the greatest people, you hear them, the greatest people in successful people in the world, they talk about the challenges that they went through. It wasn't easy for them to get there. It's not a comfortable walk in the park. Let me put my feet up at the beach. I got here. No, they put in hard work. Okay? And y'all have experienced some of the hard work that you've done, and y'all are liking the new place that you're at. You know, it's not to say that, oh, you're in such a bad place previously, but you enjoy the new version of you, the happier version of you, the higher vibrating version of you, because you've done the work. Okay? You've done the work. I know many of you have been through the challenges. So you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay? So then focus on what we're talking about in the secret. You can change and create with your thoughts. So after you release, create. What is it that you want to create? And honestly, some of the stuff that's coming up that's letting you know you need to release is probably coming from the thoughts that you have, the thoughts that you're thinking about. It will require you to do effective action, different action, new actions, right? Requires that. You can't get new stuff doing the same old thing. You're not going to get a new response doing the same old thing. That's the science. That's what Bob Proctor says. You can, the laws of the universe are precise. So if I'm doing this action and that action got me this in the past, if I keep doing this action, I'm going to keep getting the same result. You have to do different to get a new result. And sometimes the doing different is uncomfortable, or it's something that we don't necessarily like to do. So Earl Nightingale said that successful people make habits of things that they don't want to do. They make it a habit, and then a habit is created by creating a new neural path in your brain, which takes 66 to 90 days. Some neuroscientists say 62 to 90 days to create a new neural path in your brain. So when you create that new neural path, it then becomes a habit. So make a habit of the things that you don't necessarily like to do. Whether you use the tools the tools that Brene Brown gave us when we talked about shame and vulnerability, if that's something you're working on. Use the tools that Louise Hay talked about, and you can heal your life. Or use the tools that we learned in the 4 Agreements. We are learning a lot of different things. And we read the 4 Agreements twice. And now we're on the 4th book, which is The Secret. Okay? Making it a habit of those things. Make it a habit. Y'all all have made prayer a habit at this point. I know that for sure, because that's how this started. We started off with prayer. So prayer is definitely a habit. But making meditation a habit. Make it a meditation a habit. You may not like it, excuse me, but you make a habit of things. Making a habit of getting up early and getting things done. Making a habit of writing what you want to get done for the day, realistically for the day, if that's something you need to do. Making it a habit to step out of your comfort zone. I heard a guy tell me a few years ago that every time he told himself he wasn't going to do something, he made sure he dedicated himself that he would do it. And that's how he got comfortable getting out of his comfort zone. Another way you get comfortable getting out of your comfort zone, you can go for a drive and not know where you're going, just drive around and see where you're led to, or walk somewhere where you're led to, or just do something out of your normal comfort. And the more you do it every day, the more it becomes normal, and the more the comfortability happens with stepping out of your comfort zone. Another way of putting it, Bob Proctor says, the terror barrier. You should always be in the terror barrier. If you're not in the terror barrier, you're not growing. You're not pushing yourself enough. Okay? Pushing yourself through that. You should be, the terror barrier is, I'm doing something that terrifies me. I'm pushing through the fear and increasing the faith, right? Pushing through the fear and increasing the faith. So that is some really, really good stuff we've been learning and using it. Just remember to use it, because sometimes we get in the midst of it and we forget. Okay? Use the stuff. It's here to help us. It's here to make the process a lot easier. Okay? So let me read the comments. Brittany says, so grateful for you, Auset. Thank you. I'm grateful for you. Sybil says, indeed, to Brittany. Brittany says, that's my challenge, getting up early. Funny thing is, when I was working, it wasn't a problem to get up. But I don't sweat it because I be up most of the night trading. So that's another thing. This is just from my experience what I suggest. If you are in the process of changing a habit, don't try to change 20 habits at one time. Don't try to change 15 habits at one time. Don't try to change 10. Do something reasonable. This is why getting clear about what it is that you want, what your goal is. 2 goals. For a year, I think 2 goals is good. For a month, 2 goals is good. And you can have a master list of goals, but focusing on 2 things at a time, I think, is realistic. And then you can work on the habits that align with those goals that you need to create. Because when you have too much, you're going to stop. It's going to become overwhelming. You're going to stop everything and you won't make any leeway. So making sure that you focus on 1 or 2 habits at a time, I think I know from experience, will get you a lot further than trying to change 5 things at once. It definitely will. Tia says, that's my problem. I try to fix everything at the same time. Yeah, it's just an understanding. This is something I learned last year. I don't want to fix myself. Nothing's wrong with me. I just want to adjust and add. I want to enhance. Nothing's wrong. Because as long as you consider that you need to fix you're subconsciously saying that something's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. Or you're subconsciously saying that you're broken. Okay? Nothing's wrong with you. You're not broken. You want to enhance and add and make adjustments. That's it. Nothing's wrong with the thermostat in the house. I just want to turn it down. It's a bit warm. I don't need to fix the thermostat because nothing's wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with the window because it's open. It's just a little breezy in here, so I'm going to adjust the window and put it down. I hope y'all following what I'm saying. You don't want to fix yourself. You want to become aware and make an adjustment. Aware and make an adjustment. That is it. You're not broken. Nothing's wrong with you. You're becoming aware and making an adjustment. As long as you consider yourself broken, and as long as you can say, I have to fix this, you will always be broken in your subconscious mind. Okay, so the things we say to ourselves and how we speak are very powerful. Very, very powerful, especially in the subconscious level. Okay, so you become aware and make an adjustment. Become aware and make an adjustment. Okay. So I don't have a lot to say. I feel like what I've said today was very effective and good for what we needed. Monday we're going to be reading the second half of chapter 1 in The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. We'll do prayer on Tuesday. Wednesdays we'll talk about spiritual topics, and Thursday we'll talk about another spiritual topic. So also, if you are not, my hand's ashy, a Patreon member, Go ahead and join the Patreon community. So we do private lives. I give out spells, rituals, prayers, affirmations, meditations. It's a great little community that we have there. So make sure you join. Also make sure you get your spiritual baths. This is the perfect time. I'm talking about clearing and cleansing. Perfect time to do a spiritual cleanse. I have the protection bath, which it cleanses negative energy, especially if you've been around controlling individuals. It cleanses that energy, and it also provides a level of protection. I have the shower cleanse, which cleanses your energy if you don't have a bath, so you can use it in the shower. I have the refresh mineral bath, which releases excess stress, tension in the mind and the body. I did it the other night, and it's amazing. My sister, she did the refresh, and she said she hadn't slept like that in a long time. She had a really good sleep. And then you have the aura cleansing bath. That is actually one of my most popular baths. It removes any attaching spirits on your aura. It removes negative thought forms. It removes psychic attacks, curses, any of that stuff that's attached to your aura. It removes all of that from your aura. That is what the aura cleanse does. So this is a great time of the year. Great time. It's always to do cleansing, but you have the support of the universe. You have the support of the cosmos to really get a good cleanse in now. So make sure you get your spiritual bath so you can do a cleanse. And hi, Aaron just came in. Happy birthday. I was just speaking about that earlier. Happy birthday to Aaron. Each one of us is perfect and lovable just as we are. Yes, Tess. Sybil says, have a blessed day, family. I'm in the office today, so I'm a bit distracted. Okay. Thank you, Sybil. Yeah, happy birthday to Erin. It's her birthday. Another thing we like to do here in our community is we like to celebrate each other, give well wishes and birthday wishes. I will be starting. I am going to have to start putting it in Patreon, so do it there too. To know. But yes, get your special baths. Seriously, it works wonders. Amazing reviews from everybody that has purchased a spiritual free. And I'm just blessed to be able to share with other people. Something I've been doing for a long time. I've been doing for over 10 years, and this guided me to share it with other people. And I was like, oh, I thought about that. So sharing with other people, I pray over them, charge them on angelic seals, lots of prayer, lots of charging. I have different seals that I charge the baths on. So they're very potent, along with the magical essence of the different herbs and different things that I mix in it. So very powerful. With the charges. So check it out. Go get you some baths and get your cleanses in. Get your cleanses in. So have a beautiful day. Have an amazing weekend. Happy birthday to Aaron again. And I'm going to see y'all on Monday.